Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back. Today, I wanted to talk about inner power. I feel like that since the full moon that we had, and we're going to the new moon, there's so many stories here that people's been things that have been happening, changing, not unplanned, and just like really unsettling. And even in my life, I experienced that. So I wanted to talk about the inner power because sometimes in some situation it's hard to remember that we have power and to come back to it. So, what is your inner power? Inner power is pretty much how you can choose. You make choice for yourself, decision for yourself. How that you recenter and really come from here, from a grounded place, from a place of where you feel and you know that you allowed movement and flow. And it's not easy to do when thing happen in your life that you may feel that you have not necessarily the control into it. So really, what you do in that moment? Well, first of all, can you feel when you are into your inner power, when you are in your power? And it's going to feel different for everyone. For me, how I feel it, I feel really grounded. I feel present. I feel like I can make clearer decision because I know where I stand. I make decision more for myself. I don't prioritize others. I prioritize myself. I'm less afraid of people judging why I chosen because I know why I choose that. I feel like it's easier to set boundaries because and respect my belief because I know where I am. So it's a lot of coming back to yourself to really irradiate, going. So I feel for me it's really I'm in my inner power when I'm within myself. When I don't feel into my inner power, it's pretty much the other way around. And it's I'm in that journey and awareness and and I have moments that I'm not. I just want to play ostrich. I don't want to see a situation and I was just like, I don't see it. It doesn't exist. And I don't want to deal with it. And it's okay. The thing with life is not to have it always spot on. It's to give yourself some grace into this, but is to trust yourself and life that at some point you are going to find the right way. So one of the things that why we don't want to go in our inner power, it's sometimes a bit of protection. Um, Sometimes it's so much easier to give you power away. Go, take the decision so I don't have to think, I don't have to feel, I don't have to deal with the situation. I don't have to maybe if it doesn't turn out as it's supposed to be, then I can blame you. I don't have to blame myself. So in a way it feels like, oh, there we go. um Another way it can be to just you don't want to feel vulnerable or to it get so overwhelmed some point that it's easier to shut everything down, to freeze any feeling, any decision about it, or to just not think about it. So it's really a way of numbing it because it's just easier. So it can be a really a way of protection to not be in use your power. It can be scary too. Like if you know that that's the decision you should take, or you really want to, it would be good for you. But the opposite that everyone is saying, that your culture is saying, that it's just like, it's a big step. So sometimes it's just so much easier to just say no than actually stepping in and say, actually, this is what I want. So for me, a way that I know I'm not really into my power is when I feel that I'm acting like a victim. And yes, there's a situation that we're a victim, and then I've been attacked in my life. So, and I've been a victim, and that is totally different than playing the victim in a certain situation. So I just want to be sure I'm not talking into when there's abuse, and that it's a different type of victim. It's more when I'm playing the victim in one situation, um, and it's a bit like the drama queen side. I think we all have that. I make a big deal of a situation that don't really want to acknowledge the responsibility that we had in that situation. So much easier to blame everyone. So sometimes we can. It's not. It's not that. It's just that we don't see. We feel squeezed. We don't see the exit, or we don't see other situation. We don't feel that we have a choice. I had that when the vaccination was a mandate. I didn't want to have the vaccination, but I was really struggling financially. I was stressed, and with my visa situation, I didn't have help with the government, and it was really putting me in a corner that if I was not getting the vaccine, I had to look for another job in a situation that was really not easy. So I felt I was put in a corner, and I played a victim, and I was so rude to the nurse and I felt sorry after that. But at the same time, I it was just too much for me to deal with at the moment. And instead of stepping back and reflecting and see other ways, I just went, okay, I need to do it. I have it now, otherwise I won't be I have the job. I went into panic. And it's able to recognize that and see that, okay, yeah, I played the victim. No, I had a choice, and it would not have been an easy choice. Maybe I was not happy with the choice that I was given, but I had a choice. So it's to give herself grace for maybe being in that. Give yourself grace if the choice are not that great, and you're just like, oh my god, do I really want to? Sometimes it's just easy to be a victim, and then realizing, what can I do, what action can I take. Another way that I feel like I'm blocking my inner power or I'm numbing it is not feeling, not allowing myself to feel, not allowing myself to be vulnerable. So by not allowing myself to feel, I don't allow myself to process. I don't allow myself to see what could result of it. It's kind of freezing, and it's just waiting there. So sometimes it doesn't have to happen in the moment, and you can allow yourself to have time to think about it. You can ask, if someone asks you in a situation, what you think, like, give me time, I will come back to you. You receive an email and just like boom in your face, and you're just like, you just want to reply. Can you step back? Can you allow yourself, okay, why are you so reactive into that? And really coming back into feeling it, see what's resonate with you, what's going on, and then after that, acting. So when I'm more into either numbing, not allowing feeling, or reaction, then I know that I'm out of my power. I'm not there. Another way that I feel like I don't let my inner power shine, or it would be when I'm not respecting myself. It can be self-talk. It can also be if I'm not respecting my own energy, saying yes to anything, um, saying yes and then not allowing myself to change a decision later on, not respecting my belief, my limitation. So it really make a big difference. It's actually really draining. So for me, it's always important, like, do I respect myself in that? Am I taking care of myself if I say yes? Am I taking care of myself if I say no to that situation? So yeah, so I think it's these other things that can affect the inner power. But I feel like that in situation of change or challenging, it's it's those ones that are a bit more for me. So that's why I wanted to share that for you, and just to remind yourself that you got this. You have that inner power. You have the power in within yourself. You have the capacity. And to come back to it, allow yourself to connect to it. So yeah, I really wanted to share this with you because it's true that in a time of change or instability or movement, sometimes we go into overthinking, over processing, over everything, and we don't take the time. We go a bit more into panic and not really come back into taking just a step back, maybe coming back to yourself, really taking the time to notice and really taking decision for yourself when you are in your power. Not because you are in your power that you won't maybe have some insecurity or fears or doubt that's coming, but they would be more into the back seat. It would be more into surrounding into that flow. It would be more into trust and see just, okay, I'm going for this. I'm ready for it. I know that something else gonna happen and I will be fine. It's suddenly be into over and not feeling that you are in control of it. So I hope it helps you and thinking ways, maybe sharing that. What are the ways for you that you bring yourself back into your inner power? What are your ways back to your inner power? So